I kissed a man.
No.
They cut it.
What?
No, you're joking.
Are you kidding?
You see me kissing the hands and stuff?
Yeah.
No.
You actually made out with them.
It
I
developed.
didn't make out with him.
With
a
the
dry
Empress.
kiss.
A dry kiss.
A dry
Okay,
kiss it
right.
was.
Not so it wasn't tongues, but it was.
For a moment I was going like, no, it was not tongues. It was not tongues.
It took
It
a
was
moment.
not
That's
tongues.
why did Ridley Scott cut that?
Ask him when you see
I
him.
will. I'm
Oh,
absolutely
God.
shook.
What in Rome, mate?
If you're excited for the Gladiator 2 movie, then you're probably gonna be stoked about its all-star cast like Paul Mescal, Pedro Pascal, and Denzel Washington. I don't think anyone was ready for there to be some gay kiss controversy from this testosterone-fueled action flick. I've gotta be honest, that kinda came out of left field for me, but here we are. Let's be completely honest here, there are countless women in the world who would love to get to see the sexiest man alive film an on-screen smooch, and imagine it's them, but this definitely isn't what they fantasize about. So what happened with whom, and are we gonna get to see it? Sit tight and I'll spill all the tea for you. Denzel did an interview with Gady where he said, "I actually kissed a man in the film, but they took it out. I think they got chicken." I beg your entire pardon, sir? I need more details. I kissed the guy full on the lips and I guess they weren't ready for that yet. I killed him about 5 minutes later. When I first read that, I was thinking, oh my god, Denzel did some sort of sexy gay lovers to enemies thing. Then I remembered the setting for these movies is, of course, Rome. And in ancient Rome, it was no big deal for men to kiss each other. It was a friendly gesture like a hug or a handshake. If they really did take it out, then maybe for the sake of historical accuracy and a more drama-filled film, they should have left it in. But that's just my 2 cents. Anyway, you can hear it straight from the man himself.
I actually kissed a man in the film, but they took it. They cut it. I think they got chicken.
Now, he didn't exactly say this, but I think it could have been Paul Mescal that he kissed. Here's my reasoning. He said he killed the character like 5 minutes after the kiss, and here he says he has to kill Paul.
You work alongside Paul Mescal, and I have to ask, is it difficult being tough and sometimes ruthless to him when he seems like such a sweetheart? Your character has to kind of get into him sometimes.
You're being a little sensitive. He's a sweetheart. He's not a sweetheart.
Well, you would know better than me, so you tell him.
No, I'm supposed to kill him. He's a sweetheart. That's what's wrong. That's what's wrong. This world. No, I'm sorry. What was the question? You said what? You said was it hard to want to kill him because?
Yes. Was it hard?
No, I want power. I want everything. I want it all. So no, it wasn't hard. No, I can't give it away. It didn't. How it turned out.
Maybe his character kills a bunch of people, but the fact that he's set to kill Paul in the movie definitely puts him on the list of potential smooch candidates. If you're thinking that the director should have a possible explanation for cutting the scene, you're probably right, but he doesn't. Surely it wasn't homophobia or some sort of image issue, right? No, Ridley Scott flat out denies that it ever happened. When he was interviewed by Variety at the premiere of the movie, they asked about the kiss with the boy. He acted like he was confused. He kills the senator, is that what you mean? The interviewer said, Denzel said he kissed the man on the lips, but it didn't make the final cut. And Scott insisted, no, that's not, I didn't see that happen, or I don't know anything about that, but nah, Denzel's full of shit, basically. He went on to say, it was a senator. Another man off camera can be heard to say, we even went back and looked at the film, there was never a gay kiss. Then he said, they never did. They acted the moment and it didn't happen. It didn't happen because they acted the moment as if he did. I'm not sure if Mr. Scott had a stroke in that moment or was just flustered by the question, but I personally can't make sense of that last statement. What did it even say? It didn't happen because they were acting? If you can decipher that, feel free to drop it in the comments, please, and thank you. Of course, everybody has the same questions we've got about the kiss, so Variety went and asked Denzel about it. He said, it's much ado about nothing. It really is much ado about nothing, you know? They're making more of it than it was. I kissed him on his hands, I gave him a peck, and I killed him. The interviewer was a gay man, and he said, us gay boys want to see Denzel kissing another man. To which Denzel said, well, I don't have that part yet. Are you gonna write it?
Gotta talk about the kiss.
It's much ado about nothing.
Right.
It really is much ado about nothing. You know, they're making more of it than it was. I kissed him on his hands, I gave him a peck, and I killed him.
Apparently, Denzel is cool with parts where he plays a gay man and does an on-screen kiss with one.
Us gay boys want to see Denzel kissing another man.
Well, I don't have the part yet. You gonna write it?
If you watch the Gaiety interview, it's revealed that Denzel's character reveals he's been in the same sex situations before. Denzel says that they didn't just make a reference to that, but he did a full-on lip lock with a man.
Makes a few remarks throughout the film about having a relationship with other men in the film. So I wanted to ask, how gay is the Roman Empire?
The entire empire, or I actually kissed a man in the film, but they took it. They cut it. I think they got chicken.
I was going to ask because I just heard about the Paul and Pedro forehead kiss that apparently got cut from the movie.
I'm not sure about that one, but
Oh.
yeah, I kissed the guy full on the lips, and I guess they weren't ready for that yet.
Oh man. Well,
I killed him about 5 minutes later, but
I mean, it's Gladiator.
I know you're like, holy god, Paul and Pedro? Cause I was, and we're gonna get to that. Give me a minute and let me cook. Okay, so TMZ has it on good authority that the kiss did happen. A production source tells us the moment in question happened, but it wasn't in the script, and done during an improvised take, of which there were many for the scene. The kiss take and other improvised takes ended up on the cutting room floor as a story choice. No prejudice went into making the decision, we're told. So now we've got two different stories, and given that production backs up Denzel, I'm likely to side with this story. Why the heck would a straight man lie about an on-screen kiss with another man? I doubt it. But then it also makes sense to me that there were other versions of the scene that got cut too, and that it was just one of many that got cut. Maybe Denzel liked that one in particular, and that's why he mentioned it. Or maybe he was doing an interview with an LGBTQ news outlet. Either way, we all know that a lot of actors will improv and go off script, and that lots of scenes get the axe on the cutting room floor. In case you didn't know, Gladiator 2 is the sequel to Gladiator, which came out in 2000 and shot Russell Crowe into A-list status. In the sequel, Denzel plays Macrinus, who is a former slave with ambitions of seizing control of Rome. Honestly, that sounds awesome to me, because it sounds pretty similar to the plot of the TV series Spartacus with Andy Whitfield, Manu Bennett, and Lucy Lawless, which I absolutely loved. Let's talk about this kiss between Paul Mescal and Pedro Pascal, which I know some of you are waiting for. Paul and Pedro made friends fast and got along great on set, which led to some wild improv and goofy moments. Paul says, "There was a moment when we were rehearsing my fight scene with Pedro, and I had an idea towards the end of the scene to kiss Pedro on the forehead. I did it in one of the takes, and then we're getting the radio messages back to Ridley, and I was like, 'Ridley, kiss on the forehead, did you like it? Yay or nay?' There was radio silence for a second, his radio crackles back, and Ridley goes, 'I'm afraid I did.' Paul recalls this silly moment and cracks up about it. But much like Denzel's kiss, it didn't make the final cut. While a lot of the news stories right now focus on Denzel, most of the fight scenes in Gladiator 2 involve Paul's character, Lucius, who the movie follows. Lucius is the son of Lucilla and the grandson of Emperor Marcus Aurelius, played by Richard Harris. Pascal's character, General Marcus Acacius, takes him hostage. And a resentful Lucius makes a deal with Denzel's character, Macrinus, to become a gladiator in exchange for Acacius' head. In the process, he's supposed to find more in the Colosseum than revenge. Critics are really singing Gladiator 2's praises. Chanel Janai said, "No, I don't think y'all understand. Gladiator 2 might actually be the best movie of the year to me, and I'm so sorry. I've watched a lot of movies this year, and I don't mean to be hyperbolic, but I cannot overstate how good this film is. Run, don't walk to the theater on November 22. Scott Menzel said, "Gladiator 2 is Ridley Scott's best film since The Martian. A big, bloody, and badass action spectacle that builds upon the legacy of the original. The film showcases beautiful set pieces and a lot of epic battles. Paul Mescal shines. Denzel Washington chews up the scenery quite a bit here and looks like he's having the time of his life here. It should also be noted that Joseph Quinn continues to impress here. Quinn takes command of the screen in every scene in which he appears. I do wish there was more of him, as well as Pedro Pascal, who is also great, but only has 15 to 20 minutes of screen time. In case you didn't know, gladiators were made to fight animals in the arena, and Mescal's character was no different. This isn't a spoiler, but he fights a rhino. They apparently made this gigantic thing by 3D printing it and then used a remote control to steer and control it. Alright, enough about the script, let's talk about what everybody on the internet is saying about Denzel's gay kiss scene. It wasn't in the script? Denzel's a dark horse. Now this is interesting, LMAO. So the humiliation ritual continues. I wonder if Mr. Washington is trying to get ahead of some shit about to leak concerning him. I wonder why no one is accusing Denzel of selling his soul. Any other black male actor and the accusations would have been flying. I remember the Lenny and Denzel tea. It may be true considering this info. I remember that too. Remember when Denzel hinted at having sex with Lenny Kravitz at his Walk of Fame ceremony?
Definition of friend. I looked it up, Webster. A person whom one knows and with whom one has a bond of mutual affection, typically exclusive of sexual relations. Well. Oh, Lord.
After that speech, the president and CEO of the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce, Steve Nissen, said, Denzel, I have to say, I've been doing this for a year and we've never had a speaker refer to sexual relations with an honoree. That usually happens after the ceremony, but we won't go there. Maybe Denzel's just really secure in his sexuality and he can joke about such things. Or maybe he hooked up with Lenny Kravitz, and I can't really blame him because both of those men are gorgeous. Anyway, time to wrap it up on this video. What do you think about Denzel's on-screen kiss with a man, or the fact that it was both man-on-man kiss scenes that got cut on Gladiator 2? Are you gonna go watch it? I know I am. Send me your thoughts in the comments and I'll catch y'all in the next video. Bye!